Welcome to the River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce Information Forum for Round 2 of the Small Business Revitalization, or SBR2 for short, grant training. This recorded session will guide you through eligibility requirements, required documentation, allowable use of funds, and compliance standards for the River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce Small Business Revitalization Relief Grant Program. You may pause or rewind this training at any time. We encourage you to review the materials carefully before proceeding with grant application. Here is your training overview.
Program agenda. During this training, we will cover 4 main areas. First, eligibility requirements. Second, required documentation. Third, allowable and unallowable uses of funds. And finally, application review, compliance, and quality control. Eligibility requirements. To qualify for this grant program, an applicant must meet all eligibility requirements. The business must be located in Georgia, operate as a for-profit entity, employ fewer than 500 employees, and have been operating prior to March 3rd, 2020. Additionally, the business must demonstrate negative economic impact related to the COVID-19 pandemic.
So let's talk about negative economic impact related to COVID-19 pandemic. What benefits you as the business owner is your ability to articulate what that negative impact is. On your application will be a description where you can free flow type what those details are. The more detail and information you can provide, the better your application has on being approved. So I just wanted to emphasize that, and your next slide will go into greater detail.
Understanding eligibility. Negative economic impact may include reduced revenue, loss of customers, increased expenses, or interruptions to normal operations. Each applicant must provide reasonable documentation or explanation supporting this impact. Reviewers should apply these standards consistently and fairly across all applications. Required documentation. A complete application must include all required documents. These include a valid government-issued photo ID, a certificate of existence, business tax returns from 2019 through 2021, IRS tax transcripts, and a completed W-9 form. Applications missing required documents are considered incomplete.
Now, on this slide, when we speak of certificate of existence, this is a business certification from the state. The next slide will have some information on how to acquire this. We want to emphasize that in all of your required documents, they are all required. The absence of any form could negate your application. So we hope that you pay special attention to obtain all the information that is listed on this slide.
Reviewing documents. When reviewing documentation, accuracy and consistency are critical. Business names, addresses, and identification details should match across all submitted forms. If inconsistencies or missing information are identified, the application must be flagged for correction before approval.
At this point, I would like to talk about correcting your application should anything be missing or incorrect. It is very important that when communicating with our application team, you use a email that you're checking often and regularly. When we send an email that might identify something missing or incorrect, There's there's a short amount of time that we need you to respond or make the correction. So please pay attention to the email once you have applied.
Allowable use of funds. Grant funds are intended to support business recovery efforts. Allowable uses include payroll, rent or lease payments, utilities, and other legitimate operational expenses connected to COVID-19 recovery. Funds must be used solely for business purposes. Unallowable use of funds. Certain uses of grant funds are strictly prohibited. These include personal expenses, political activities, executive bonuses, or costs unrelated to business recovery. Improper use of funds may result in repayment obligations or additional penalties, compliance, and record keeping. Applicants are required to maintain records documenting how grant funds are spent. This includes receipts, payroll records, and financial documentation. Strong record keeping ensures transparency and protects both the business and the grant program. Application completion process. A complete application confirms eligibility, includes all required documents, and clearly outlines how funds will be used. Reviewers should ensure all forms are signed, dated, and consistent before moving an application forward. Common mistakes. Common application issues include missing documents, incorrect W-9 information, mismatched business names, and unclear explanations of economic impact. Identifying these issues early helps reduce delays and improves the overall review process. Reviewer responsibilities. Reviewers are responsible for applying grant guidelines fairly and consistently. All application materials must be handled confidentially. Clear communication with applicants is essential when corrections or additional information are required. To summarize, effective grant administration requires confirming eligibility, verifying documentation, ensuring appropriate use of funds, and maintaining compliance standards. These steps protect the integrity of the River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce grant program and support small business responsibly.
And here we have an additional reinforcement of documentation. How will your funds be used? Again, the more detail that you can provide, the stronger your application is to be considered and approved. So please pay attention and govern yourselves accordingly. This concludes the SBR2 information form. While this information is not a requirement, we hope that you found the information beneficial and easy to understand. Thank you for taking the time to learn more of SBR2. If you have any questions, please contact the River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce Grant Administration Team for assistance. This is your River Valley Black Chamber of Commerce. Take care and good luck.